Hi, Berry Babe, checking in. I don't sound too good. I don't feel too good. It's the night before Thanksgiving. I got a new this Walmart sweater. Night before Thanksgiving, and I've just gotten back from the grocery store. My husband drove me. Now, I don't think I've ever been to the grocery store. It's about 3 o'clock. The night before Thanksgiving. I'm always shop way in advance, so I don't have to go to the local grocery store. Oh, it was wild. It was wild. And then, of course, I don't feel that great anyway. But, so my weight, up. It's up over 150. I didn't even weigh this morning. It's up. And you know, since I had this monitor put on, my ankles have been slim, in fact, in spite of eating crap. So I did measure. Above the bone, my ankle is 9 inches when it's at rest or not swollen. So I finally got them back to normal so I could get a measurement. So then I can measure. If I think I'm swollen, I can measure and know, well, it's only 10 inches. If I sleep with my feet up, they'll go down, that sort of thing. You know, I'm trying to collect data to figure out what I'm going to do in the future. But now it's like, okay, I got to get my ankles loaded so I can take the water pill, so I can have an event, so I can send it to the company. So it's really quite an experience. I have 4 leads that are on these little sticky things, and I went one day without a shower, and I just couldn't stand it. So had to get in the shower every day, and I called them. I was on hold forever. Called them and they only give you enough for a shower every other day. And the whole time you're unplugged, taking those things off and getting in the shower, the monitor, the phone, there's like a phone that comes with it, cell phone. And if you get too far from the cell phone, it'll start beeping. So everywhere I go, I have to carry this thing. And if I think I'm having an event, well, I don't know what an event is. You know, I have a hiatal hernia, so it could be that. I could be having a blood sugar spike. It could be that. So I've started, if I press event, I've started making note of the time and what I was doing and what else it could possibly be. Because, you know, my heart does things. And so sometimes I'm just laying there for no reason. It'll start beating harder. And so maybe this is a good time to just find out some of that miscellaneous stuff. But wearing the monitor, even the strap around my neck, chafes me. So right now I've got it all stuffed in my bra. I thought that worked pretty well. So I don't know. Life is interesting. I took my last Z-Pak antibiotic today. So I am on the mend, but my nose has been running. And I haven't been coughing as much, but I'm still taking a cough pill when I think I need it. My nose has been really itchy and kind of, it runs, but then it's also kind of dried out in there. When I take my decongestant antihistamine, it kind of empties it out, but then it dries it up too. I have not tried using my CPAP at night again because it dries my mouth out so much. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving. We go to Lansing to my sister-in-law. My brother-in-law has passed, and it's really the only time we get to see my brother-in-law's children and grandchildren, because they have their own Christmas, and then we go to the other sister's house, niece. We go to one of the niece's houses for Christmas. And so I already bought stovetop stuffing and mashed potatoes to have. I'll snag some turkey and bring it home. And then I'll have real Thanksgiving when I get home. And I have to decide whether I want to go back on HCG. I've gained enough to warrant going back on HCG. But I don't really want to be on HCG the whole time I'm on the monitor. So if I go back on the HCG, I guess maybe I'll have to look at the calendar, but I might not have been off the HCG long enough that I could consider that a planned interruption and just do a few days. I'm gonna have to do purgatory again. I hate purgatory, but I certainly have screwed this P3. And it was when I was in keto that I was having trouble with my swelling. Usually when I'm in P2, unless I do the broth. Maybe if I do the broth and I get my salt up, so I'll have to try that. I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. So if I don't anticipate that I will be not eating tomorrow. So if I would probably treat that as a low day. I'm not going to do HCG today or Thanksgiving Day. I don't think I'm going to be eating enough on Thanksgiving Day. I eat less at their house on Thanksgiving than I do at home on a normal just filling my face day. So I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for my family. My daughter's not real thankful right now. She came home today. I don't know if today was the last day of her internship. No, it's not the last day of her internship, but she loves it and she really was hoping to get a job. It's with preschool autism, doing ABA, applied behavioral analysis. She'd be a tech. And so she asked them today if they were going to have any openings. And they said no, they're not anticipating any openings. So she came home and her boyfriend was in there and she cried and she cried and she cried. I felt so sorry for her. And he's not getting into the med schools he wanted to. He's so bright. He's white male. He's very white male. Eagle Scout. He's currently, he's paramedic while he's in college. He's trained for EMT while he was in high school and then trained for paramedic while he's in college. But he's not being selected. He doesn't do well on standardized tests, those nasty, nasty things. So, don't know. You know, there are worse things than working for a year and then trying again. Sometimes people who don't get in the first year get in the second year, but I don't know. It's not my business. I'm just butting out. I told them they're welcome to live here, but of course they don't want to do that. And I don't blame them. But just, it'll be nice to be able to come out of the bedroom without clothes on if I wanted to. But I have a feeling I'll never know when they're going to show up because he's got a key to the back door and I never know. He comes in real quietly. And my daughter came home yesterday and I was just wearing a big t-shirt. And usually she's gone all day. She says, no pants? I said, yes, not. But I went and put on some pants. There wasn't anything hanging out, but I went and put on some pants. You know, one thing I noticed when I connected with my husband was that once we had a home, we really expected that the parents would let us know they were coming and then knock. But we just walk right in. Home was always just walking right in. So I'll never know. Like, can you text me when you're coming in? So if I'm standing, because when we were first married, we spent a lot of time naked. You know, I used to wallpaper naked. Now that's a view, isn't it? Because then if you slap, you know, all that wallpaper stuff on you, all you have to do is get in the shower. Now that was before the kids came home. I didn't wallpaper much once the kids came home. So anyway, I sent my oldest, who's in DC, a box of 1-bar pumpkin pie bars because she really likes them. And I got so sick. I have a card for her, a Thanksgiving card for her, and I have pumpkin pie gum I found. I got so sick and I didn't get it sent, but I did get the pumpkin pie bars sent. So they were due to arrive on Monday and I haven't heard from her. So I texted her today, you know, did you get a package? You might want to check with them because it's very possible their post will be closed Thursday and Friday. She does not get real good notification from their post office. They don't have post boxes in the dorm they have one central food place, one cafeteria for all of the dorms, and then they have what they call Rathskeller, which is kind of an after-hours coffee shop, and then I don't know, they have a Kellogg Center, same name as MSU, and it's a guest house kind of a thing, and I think they have meals there. And she can use her food credits at any of those places, but she has such a weird schedule that she always has food credits left at the end. I teased her. They had wonderful round plastic soup spoons, and I told her for Christmas she could just bring me a box of those if she picked up one every time she went into the cafeteria. And I'd have them. I'm real into plastic silverware. It's all about mouthfeel, and it has to have a certain texture to it. And I have friends who, I've mentioned this before, I think, she swears at me because I introduced them to eating ice cream off a plastic spoon. And she said she can't eat ice cream off a metal spoon anymore. No, it just ruins the taste. So anyway, I got veggies. I do the veggie tray, so I got broccoli to wash and clip, and cauliflower to hack up, and celery to trim down, and green peppers. I do rings, and got some ranch dip, and then I'm doing deviled eggs. So the eggs are all cooked, and I just have to get them cut, and I call it squirt. Deviled egg, the yolk, Miracle Whip, squirt of mustard, salt, white pepper, and I whip it in the food processor, and then I put it into squirt bags, the Wilton squirt bags, and so then the eggs go in an egg carrier. And when I get there, I squirt however many I think we're going to use. Leave a couple empty because I have a nephew that really likes them naked. And then I kind of keep an eye and only squirt the number that we're going to use. And then it's ready for, it stays fresh, and you can keep it in the fridge for a long time. So you cut off the end of the, I used to put squirt tips, you know, Wilton designer tips in there. And then you had to wash them. So now I just, you cut off a little bit of the end of the plastic bag, and you twist it, and you put a twisty tie on it, and then you put your squirt in there, and then you leave enough so you can twist it at the top, and then you put it in a baggie, and it goes in the cooler, and it stays great until it's time to squirt them out. So you can borrow that idea. My sister doesn't like them because they're too smooth. There are no lumps. She says, we like the lumps. But one nephew says, he says, I really like yours, Aunt Sherry, especially. They have a lot of mustard in them. Well, my sister complained the one time I took them up there, they were too much mustard. So the poor kid never gets them because she never lets me bring them because I don't do them like they like them. And my in-laws, my new in-laws, they don't really care for them either. The extended family does, but they don't really care for them either. So I hope all of you have a serene Thanksgiving. And if you're, and you know, whatever happens with the food, don't beat yourself up. It's one day. And then we got a whole month before the next day, Christmas Day, we have to deal with. And I know there are lots of eating things in between, but you know, if you didn't go on a diet January 1st, what would life be like? If you're at your right way January 1st, but I got to be in my right way January 7th because I got to go see the surgeon. So I got that in the back of my mind all the time. I can't afford to go too far off track. So that's all for now. I don't know if I'll be checking in tomorrow. Bye for now. Happy Thanksgiving.